Hello and welcome to.
Hello, yeah. I think they have put me up to this today because I think we'll not have both Jerin and Abel. But yeah, since we have had another really fascinating day of cricket, so I thought I might as well come and if you have any questions, I'll just address it and just go about the business of the World Test Championship Finals because it was the penultimate day of the World Test Championship Finals and a very grueling day of cricket indeed because we started the day at a point where we thought that Australia weren't really going to make it. I mean, Australia were clearly in the lead, but for Indian fans' sake, they really hoped that they could get Australia all out by the first session and probably close the lead to somewhere in between 350 to 380, ideally. But then you saw Alex Carey put up a brilliant effort, a brilliant fight, really took the game out, one can say, out almost out of India's hands, and supported by Mitchell Stark as well. So I think both Mitchell Stark and Alex Carey, that partnership of close to 93 runs that we saw, really prompted the lead to 443. And then they finally declared, leaving around 130 odd overs for India to bat. But another thing that we'll talk about is how I'll talk about is how they have lost a lot of overs. They have lost 37 overs in the span of 4 days, which is a lot. Almost half a days of cricket has been lost due to slow over rate. So I think keeping all that in mind, India will need to bat on 130 overs to save the test. And if they can go on to score 444 runs, they'll go on to win it. So the opener started off in brilliant fashion. Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma scoring freely, and it looked almost that there were no demons in the pitch. Suddenly, one ball from Scott Boland did a bit, and Shuman Gill edged it to slips and gully. First, we can call it gully. It was almost the fourth slip line. So a lot of people thought that there has been a huge controversy regarding that. I get the news that Jaren will be joining us soon, but till then, I'll just give you a brief summary of the day's play. Yeah, I think the catch we can talk about in detail once we really I get somebody to talk to, or if you have any questions about it. But yeah, I mean, we'll get talk about the catch. But after that, I think another steady partnership from Pujara and Rohit Sharma that really took the Indian innings, gave the Indian innings some sort of momentum. And at 92 for one, it almost felt like India were going through the day without much damage being done. But then Rohit Sharma decided to sweep, and he hasn't been really successful sweeping a lot. And he does not go to sweep, is not one of his go-to shots. But I think that was a pretty unnecessary shot at that point. But Nathan Lyon got a ball to straighten a bit. I mean, all his balls, there were not much turn in this surface. There has been no turn unless you pitch the ball in the rough. So Nathan Lyon got one to straighten a bit, and Rohit Sharma was caught in the crease. And then we saw a very uncharacteristic shot from Pujara to make it 93 for 3 because I have been watching cricket for a long time. I've been watching Pujara for close to 12, 13 years now. I haven't seen Pujara get out playing such a rash shot. Probably he has played that uppercut quite a few times in different scenarios, different conditions, but all the time he has just got the job done. But this time around, he was just a bit late to the delivery. As you saw, the ball just hit the tip of his bat, and the edge carried forward to Alex Carey over there. So Pujara, yeah, I've been doing it alone. I was just giving a brief summary of the day's play. So I'll just complete it. So 93 for 3, and then comes in Rahane, the savior from the last innings for India. Rahane and Virat Kohli stitched a partnership of 71 runs, and they really got India to some sort of safety. I won't call safety, but they are still in the game. So heading into the last day, 280 runs needed, 7 wickets in the hand, and a maximum of 90 overs is all we'll get because I'm quite certain with four pacers operating, we might not get to see. There will be slow over hits, and we might not get to see a complete quota of 90 overs as well. But we have at an average lost around 9 overs per day. So if we lose that tomorrow as well, so 81 overs to survive, or 81 overs to score those 280 runs. So that is just over 3 runs per over. So I think the first session is going to be extremely crucial. I think we had Jerin for a moment, and now he's not there. We'll talk about the day so once he's back, I think we'll talk about the day in detail. But till then, uh, summing up the day's play, let's get on to the most controversial decision in. Yeah, we have Jaren. Hi, Jaren. Good evening.
Hello, Sanjani. How was it? How was it hosting on
Yeah,
your own?
I think not hosting on my own. It's a bit lonely. I think to do it alone, because you just have to talk to the camera, nothing else. But I think I did a job of summing up the day. But let's get on to the state. I
Yeah.
mean, the biggest point of talk today. I mean, it's been all around social media already. And I
All
mean,
right.
we
Yeah. I
should
think
talk
we know where
about
you're going with this.
Mr. Richard Kettleborough's decision of giving that out. So what are your take on it, and in general about the race play?
Yeah, I mean, surprising, I would say, because Richard Kettleborough is such a good umpire. You don't see him make such howlers, really. But I don't know. I really don't know how to explain this, Sandimani, because you expect him to make something very, what do you say, something like this is some as a decision that Richard Kettleborough would make in his sleep. It just seemed like he did grab it with his two fingers, and there was a slight surface that underneath which was indeed touching which is indeed touching the ground. So I mean, surprising that one, and I think it's going to hurt India a lot because Shubman Gill looked in excellent touch, and India had such a good start. But I think that's how things are when things are not going your way. Things are not going your way, and well, it's just happened again, I suppose, for India. But overall, you would have to say a much better day for India. But then, yeah.
Yeah, I think I spoke about it yesterday. I think they Australia had from a hand they had 3 fingers on the trophy. I think now they have 2 fingers on the trophy, and they'll still need to work a bit harder on the fifth day. I think if you compare the day on a whole, I think India had the better side of it, because yeah, they had a mammoth total to chase. But even if they were chasing something 370, 380, I would have taken 100 for three with a unbeaten partnership of 71 runs from Virat Kohli and Ajinkya Rahane at the end of the day, because we are still in the game. It's extremely difficult, mind you, because fifth day, even if there are no extreme demons on the pitch, it is not going to be easy. 280 runs, you have rarely seen any team go on and chase down 280 runs on the final day, especially if you don't have a complete quota of 10 on 9 wickets in your hand. And I agree with Kapil Verma over there. India lost 1 to 2 wickets more. I think yes, definitely, and that's why the decision becomes also more important. You spoke about when it's not going for you, it's not going for you. But I think Shubman Gill started off the innings in great fashion, and I think the way he was timing the ball and the way both Rohit Sharma and Gill were getting a feel about it, I think it could have been a 100-run partnership. We could have had the start that we had in that Mohali game by Virendra Sehwag and Gautam Gambhir, because they were scoring freely. They could have reached a point where they would have gone 120, 130 without any loss, because all the 3 wickets that have fallen, I think one was Cameron Green's brilliance. I mean, I don't know, was it brilliance? I mean, brilliant effort to get to the ball at least, but was the catch clean or not? That is a thing to debate. But the other 2 shots were terrible. I think Rohit Sharma playing the sweep shot, never seen that often. And also
Absolutely.
Cheteshwar Pujara. Let's
I
talk about
mean,
Pujara playing
it
that
just
shot.
seemed like Rohit Sharma brought out his. It just seemed like Rohit Sharma brought out his inner Alex Carey and premeditated that shot miles before the ball had come. But I mean, I don't know what to say because it was the worst possible shot to play, and a senior player, a captain, trying to play that. Someone like Rohit Sharma is so skillful against spinners. That's a shot of a player who struggles against spinners, who struggles to pick the line and length. I don't understand why. It's a good line delivery, and you don't sweep or paddle sweep or do anything with it. You try and play it down the ground or play it off the back foot. I mean, yeah.
And then also Jerin, just talking about the shot, I think it's not the upsetting fact is not that Rohit Sharma went and played a rash shot and got out. The furthermore upsetting fact is that he was already settled. he had scored 43 crucial runs,
Yeah.
and he looked good to go on for another 15-20 overs at least, because there was nothing on the pitch, no demands of the pitch, because we saw how solid in defense Rahane was against Nathan Lyon. And also Virat Kohli was scoring freely. I love the intent with which Kohli came into bat, because you often see these sort of situations where people or batters tend to go into a shell, because when you have a situation that you can't lose a wicket, because India does not have a very deep middle order, so as to say, because Bharat is very inexperienced. Only Jadeja and Shardul Thakur is he has, after scoring scoring 450s in some 10-15 innings, he still has an average of only 22 or 23 in Test cricket. So it's not going to be
Yeah.
easy to replicate what he did in the first innings. So there is not much experience apart from Jadeja left to come to bat. So I think the majority of the scoring is to be done from these two, and this is why the top order wickets were so important, and hence so sad to see Pujara get in and get out that way. So sad to see Rohit Sharma get in and get out that way. And then also
Yeah.
let's talk about. And I have a question to ask. I mean, Ponting was talking about how you catch the ball. I mean, you catch it, and then if it goes down, you have the feeling, you know the feeling. Then you had Justin Langer speaking about if Cameron Green is has caught a ball, if a fielder is claiming a catch, you have to believe it. And let's talk about the integrity from the Aussies. Do you think
I
Ricky
mean,
Ponting,
yeah.
after what he has done throughout his career, and Justin Langer, what he has done throughout his career, they have the right, they have the audacity to come and speak on
You
live
remember
television about
this?
how
You
it
remember this, right? Wasn't it? Wasn't it? What was it? I said it. I said it's out. There was the
I
one,
said
right?
it.
That
I mean,
Ponting.
pointing.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
he was just pointing at Mark Benson. I said it's out. I mean, you have to give it out. And today he was all about
yeah.
umpires. I mean, it
Yeah, I
was
mean,
sad to see them really
I'll
having a
say this one
say.
thing
Yeah.
though. I mean, I'll take up this question, although I mean, as we talk about it, yeah, I've been talking about this Kapil Verma. I don't know. I mean, I still feel Kapil that if you do that, you really put them under pressure, and then it really is about what is a bad decision, what's a good decision. It's a very tough thing to say as well. This was a horrendous decision, but then sometimes it can so happen that the umpires are under a lot of pressure. But then what? I will agree to one thing though. I still won't agree when a third umpire makes a bad decision because they've got what amount of chances to look at it. So yeah, I think a third umpire makes a mistake, there should be some action taken. I
I
would
mean,
still
I
go
mean
ahead with it,
the
but then
view that we
for
got.
on-field umpires, I can still give them some leeway.
Yeah, Jaren, and also the view that we got from behind the hand, I think that was not showed in the third umpire screen. I mean, where
Yeah,
was that footage when Richard Kettleborough was about to make that
if
decision?
you
He
would
was
blame the
so
directors
convinced
as
that the
well, right?
fingers are under the ball that he did not go in and have anything. And I haven't heard this. This is the first time that I'm hearing a soft signal was not given. I mean, soft signal is no longer given.
So the soft
There
signal
is
is
no
removed,
soft signal.
right?
Yeah, soft signal is removed, right? So no soft
Yeah,
signal. There was no conclusive data of the ball being caught. Then how can you give it out? I mean, benefit of the
yeah.
doubt has always gone to the batsman. This was one of the first instances that I've seen, and I just see this in critical situations against India. I mean, India are one of the unluckiest teams when it comes to decisions, because they have fallen on the wrong side of so many close calls now. And
Yeah.
it's not about it's just not about one call it will not affect. You have to, at the end of the day, at the end of the test, you have to take 20 wickets. One wicket won't matter. We are talking about the orange cap winner of the IPL, who was in exemplary form, and he was hitting the ball well. 18 of 17 balls before he got out. So that was after having so many angles. I think that was very shabby work from Richard Kettleborough. I think he's a well experienced umpire, and he's experienced enough not to do this kind of umpiring. And then
Yeah, absolutely.
I just want a word about you from the integrity of Australian players. When Ricky Ponting says it's
I
out.
mean, what should I say to the dude, to the captain who was himself an umpire, come captain Ricky Ponting? I mean, I think sometimes what happens, right? When you transfer your role from player to a commentator or a coach or a pundit, you forget the deeds that you've done, you forget the mistakes that you've made. I mean, it's very easy, it's very easy to be there in the dressing. It's easier for us as well, but then yeah, you do tend to forget. So Cameron Green should have known, just like Ricky Ponting should have known that Saurav Ganguly and Shubman Gill was not out.
Not just Saurav Ganguly, I think Ricky Ponting in particular, Justin Langer has been
No,
on
no,
the
no.
wrong side of
Saurav Ganguly
instances
was
as
the
well.
one who was given out, right, to
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah. Saurav
decision.
Ganguly was the one that Michael Clark
Yeah.
caught, and then Ricky Ponting said out is out. But I think not just that is just one instance that we can point out to. But I think if you look at Ponting's career, I think you will get at least a dozen of those instances, because that's
Of
how
course.
Aussies go about it. I mean, we can't complain because they have been playing this brand of cricket, this aggressive brand of cricket. Integrity wise, I don't know where they are. I mean, I don't know whether they can really make a comment on somebody's integrity, especially the Australians. I mean, not all. You have had Adam Gilchrist and some of the other Australian players during that era who were really honest about what they did. But
I
then
mean, you
you
do
have
remember the tennis
Ricky
ball, the
Ponting,
ping
Michael
pong
Clark.
ball
Yeah.
controversy, right?
Obviously, yeah. I mean, ping pong ball
Yeah. So I
controversy.
don't know if
Then
Adam
you talk
Gilchrist
about
is also.
sandpaper. You talk about Australia. You
Yeah,
talk
they've
about
had their.
cricket. You will have integrity issues for sure. I mean,
Of
they have
course.
not
Yeah,
been one
yeah.
of the most integral teams in. They have been one of the most integral teams, integral member of the cricketing community, but not very honest in how they go about it.
Yeah.
So I think it was a bit
Absolutely.
hypocritical from Ponting, but I think I guess they are in the commentary shoes, and they have to defend their board at the end of the day, because I mean. At the end of the day, you go out and report to the Australian Cricket Board, and so are the Indians. I think Ravi Shastri was very politically correct when he said that I can put myself into Richard Kettleborough's shoes, but I think that was clearly not out. And if India go on to lose by a small margin, I think that is what we are going to pan back to. And third umpire, with all these new technologies and so many angles, so many zooms, this is almost unacceptable that a third umpire does not have a clear view of the catch, of whether a ball is taken
Hmm.
cleanly or not.
You also think, Sandipani,
I
that
mean, if yeah.
it was because nowadays you're seeing that there's been a lot of criticism of third umpires that they take a lot of time to decide, and so you also saw it in the IPL, right? It was quick decisions being made. You reckon now that's also a reason why Richard Kelbora did not want to check more than once?
Yeah, I am not sure, because yeah, that was very alarming to me, because day 4, post I mean just before tea session, very important contest, World Test Championship finals, very key wicket, the wicket of the leading run scorer in the IPL this season, coming back from in exemplary form. You have to give it a second thought, and probably I mean they have gone on to waste 37 overs in the span of the last 4 days. They could have probably used 5 more minutes into that decision as well. Kettleboro should have taken his time. I did not understand why he did not do it. It was a very surprising decision, because I haven't seen a third umpire make a preconceived notion. It looked like he was almost convinced from the first frame that the fingers are under the ball. He is
Yeah.
in control. That's it. No matter if the ball has really brushed the ground.
Yeah, I mean, Teju says Richard Kettleborough, remember the name? I think
I
Indian
think a
fans
lot of
will
Indians
definitely
will.
not forget them,
Yeah.
because I think Richard Kettleborough has that knack, right, to always end up being there in India's worst situations, because he's one of ICC's best umpires out there, no doubt, and that's why I'm so shocked and surprised at this decision. But then he's always been there at the worst possible time. For instance, the Dhoni's run out, he was there, surprised. I think he was there in the recent World Cup T20 crash as well, when England thrashed us. So he's been there. He's been there. Quarter official Surya says ज्ञान okay says हिंदी में बोल दो okay fine. तो मैं और संदीपानी हमारे हिंदी के skills थोड़ा सा आपके सामने प्रदर्शित करेंगे. क्वार्टर ऑफिशियल सूर्या, आई थिंक बस मैं इतना ही बोलूंगा कि अब देखो, कल बहुत बड़ा पहाड़ चढ़ना है इंडिया को. आज तक किसी ने इतना बड़ा चेस नहीं किया है टेस्ट क्रिकेट के पूरे इतिहास में. और जब ऐसा, पर एक बात तो है, अगर कोई कर सकता है तो वो ये इंडियन लाइनअप है. बट मुश्किल कहां आती है मैं बताता हूं. आपके पास 8 बैटर्स है. आपके पास है रोहित शर्मा, शुभमन गिल, विराट कोहली, अजिंक्य रहाणे, चेतेश्वर पुजारा, कोना श्रीकर भरत, शार्दुल ठाकुर और रविंद्र जडेजा, 8 बैटर्स। 8 में से 3 चलता हो चुके हैं, ऑलरेडी पवेलियन में पहुंच चुके हैं। एडमिट्स कुछ आधे, ऑलमोस्ट आधी टीम अंदर हो चुकी है जो बैट कर सकती है। अब इशू ये है कि हमने बनाए हैं कुछ 1/4 पूरे टीम, पूरे रन जितने हमें बनाने हैं। अब 1/4 रन में आधी टीम अंदर हो गई है, तो ऑलरेडी इंडिया प्रेशर में आ गई है। सबसे बड़ी गलती हुई है कि रोहित शर्मा ने बॉल मिसजज किया, गुड लेंथ पे थी, उसको फुल लेंथ समझ बैठे वो, और फिर चेतेश्वर पुजारा ने पता नहीं कहां से वो शॉट मैन्युफैक्चर किया। वो खेलते हैं ये शॉट, वो बहुत बार खेलते हैं ये शॉट, पर उस सिचुएशन में पता नहीं क्यों चेतेश्वर पुजारा को ये फील हुआ कि उनको थर्ड मैन के ऊपर से मारना है। ये पता नहीं वो वीरेंद्र सहवाग अपने अंदर के कहां से ढूंढ के लाए, और बस 2 विकेट एक साथ और हो गया। इंडिया बहुत ज्यादा प्रेशर में आ गई है। हाँ, ये मानना पड़ेगा कि अजिंक्य रहाणे और विराट कोहली दोनों आए और उन्होंने दोनों चोर संभाला, विकेट नहीं खोया। एक और विकेट इंडिया खो देती तो इंडिया बहुत बहुत बड़े मुश्किल में होती। बट आई थिंक किसी ने तो यहाँ पे बोला था ग्रुप में अभी कमेंट्स में कि फर्स्ट सेशन कल बहुत मुश्किल होने वाला है, क्योंकि फर्स्ट सेशन में हमने देखा है बॉल काफी मूव करती है सीम में से, और स्कॉट बोलेंड वो एकमात्र ऐसे बॉलर है जो बहुत मूव कर रहे हैं पिच में से। उनका जो वॉबल बॉल है वो काफी अंदर की ओर आ रहा है, और बैट्समैन को बहुत मुश्किल भी हो रही है ये पता करने में कि मूवमेंट कितना अंदर आ रहा है और कितना नहीं आ रहा, और कुछ बॉल तो सीधे पड़ के सीधी हो जाती है। तो इस तरीके से स्कॉट बोलेंड कल पहले हाफ में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करेंगे। अगर इंडिया वापस से ऑस्ट्रेलिया को थका देती है तो इंडिया के पास काफी अच्छा चांस है कि इंडिया फिर उस लीड की तरफ बढ़े। और क्या पता, अगर इंडिया 300 रन बना दे लास्ट सेशन तक तो कुछ भी हो सकता है, कुछ भी हो सकता है।
नहीं, अगर इंडिया कल शाम तक खेल पाए, अगर उन लोगों ने विकेट ऑल आउट नहीं हो गए शाम तक, तो आई थिंक ड्रॉ नहीं होगा, इधर इंडिया जीतेगा या ऑस्ट्रेलिया जीतेगा। इंडिया जीतना बहुत मुश्किल है, जैसे कि जरिन ने बोला कि 280 रन लास्ट दिन में कवर करना बहुत मुश्किल है, और ऊपर से 3 विकेट आप हार चुके हो, 3 टॉप ऑर्डर बैट्समैन आप हार चुके हो। इसके बाद जडेजा आएगा, और उसके बाद आपके पास भरत है और शार्दुल ठाकुर है, उसके बाद उमेश यादव, शमी, इन लोगों से हम लोग ज्यादा एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि हम लोगों ने देखा कि इतना लॉन्ग टेल होने के बावजूद हम लोगों ने 4 विकेट पिछले इनिंग्स में भी 40 रन में खो दिया था। एक बार अजिंक्य रहाणे आउट हो गए, उसके बाद 31 रन में 4 विकेट गिर गया। तो मेरे को लगता है कि कल का पहला सेशन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होगा, और जैसे कि जेडिन ने बोला कि स्कॉट बोलेंड जो सीम पोजीशन के साथ वो वॉबल बॉल को जो यूज करते हैं, और अगर आज हम लोग देखें तो कोहली ने 60 गेंदे खेले, 44 रन मारे, बहुत फ्लुएंट लग रहे थे। ऑन ड्राइव्स हो या फ्लिक शॉट हो या कवर ड्राइव हो, अपने बेस्ट पे लग रहे थे, क्योंकि बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से खेल रहे थे। लेकिन जो 60 गेंदों में उन्होंने 2 या 3 बॉल पे जो वो बीट हुए, वो मेरे को क्लियरली याद है, वो बोलेंड के एक ही ओवर पे था कि वो समझ नहीं पाए कि कौन सा बॉल अंदर आ रहा है, कौन सा बॉल बाहर जा रहा है। सो कल सुबह मूवमेंट के साथ अगर एक ऐसा फॉल शॉट हो गया और एज लग गया, तो इंडिया के लिए बहुत ऊंची मतलब लक्ष्य बहुत और डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा और कठिन हो जाएगा। ऑलरेडी बहुत कठिन है 280 रन। अभी हम लोग को मतलब इंडिया के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से अभी पहला सेशन उनको बस खेलना चाहिए, विकेट नहीं हारना चाहिए। अगर वो लोग खेल पाए, ये जरूरी नहीं है कितना रन है, 60 रन 70 रन जितने भी रन आए, विकेट नहीं गिरना चाहिए। अगर फर्स्ट सेशन में विकेट नहीं गिरा तो वो लोग लंच पे जाके रीअसेस कर पाएंगे उसको, और फिर डिसाइड कर पाएंगे कि हमको जाना है कि नहीं जाना है। And I think that's about it from the Hindi side
I
of
have to
things.
take
I
this
think we
comment,
should also talk
Satyavani,
about,
I'm so sorry.
yeah.
Teju says, I feel sorry for Abel going to witness another Man City bottle job. I hope he's mentally prepared. I'll tell you what, Abel can hear this, and he's already very nervous. He's feeling down. He's sick. He's sick of the way. I think. See, so best part about it is him and me. We both went to the same place, and we had the same food. And he's not feeling well now. So I genuinely think he's either sick because of what he saw in the in the whole day's play of how bad it was for India for the past 2-3 days. So I think that's the reason why he got sick, or otherwise he's just nervous for today's final. Either of it. But yeah, let's hope it goes well for him and Man City. On the other hand, if you're Inter Milan fans or fans of anyone who's not a fan of Man City, then I hope Inter Milan wins. For me, I just like the chaos in football. I don't have any team, so yeah.
Yeah, I think well put out over there. I think Emil is just sick about the prospect of what to expect from India tomorrow and what to expect from Man City tonight.
Even just had a
So two
bad
things.
year when it comes to the teams he supported.
No,
Last
don't
team that
say
he
that.
supported,
Don't
one
say
was
that.
Argentina.
I think we should be optimistic. We should have hope for
I
tomorrow.
am
We should
not,
have hope
Sanjivani.
for
I am
tomorrow.
being very objective. When I come here on this live, I'm very objective. If Australia lose tomorrow, it has to be either of two things. It has to be a Lakshman Dravid level miracle from India,
Oh,
or
certainly, certainly.
or it has to be, or it has to be. I don't know. I can't imagine the worst thing that Australia's ever done. But it probably has to be South Africa losing to Netherlands sort of level of stupidity from Australia. Either of it. It cannot be in
Certainly,
between. It cannot be a normal day's play.
if you are going to chase a world record score, a total that nobody has chased or nobody has scored in the fourth innings at the Oval, because I think we saw the highest drawn taste in the fourth innings was somewhere around 430 odd runs. And not to forget that India have gone on to score in excess of 300 runs on the fifth day at the Oval when they were chasing close to
Yeah.
another mammoth total of 400, just over 400 against England. I think Rishabh Pant and KL Rahul scored a magnificent century. Two of the people that we are going to miss tomorrow for sure. But let's hope that Kohli and Rahane can put on a 2014 front. The way they played in that 2014 series, where both of them got a century at the second innings, and we just fell short because Nathan Lyon turned out to be brilliant towards the later end of the day. But let's hope that they go on to put on a show tomorrow, especially not lose their wickets in the first session of the play. That is going to be of the utmost importance, because you can't rely on your lower middle order to go on and get the job done for you. Having said that, I think we should also talk about the way Australia went on and scored those 443. I mean, took the lead to 443, because losing Marnus Labuschagne really early today, I think India would have been licking their lips, because the lead was still around 280, 86, 290, and Australia were already half the side was already gone. They had the perfect start, but then Alex Carey, Cameron Green did put up some resistance, but then Alex Carey and Mitchell Stark stitched that close to 100 run partnership, 93 runs partnership that took the game away. Jaren, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, I think right now what India really needs is for Virat and Ajinkya to continue, right? As long as possible. These are probably the two best batters that are left, and they are the ones who have to continue playing for as long as possible. You want them to play at least 1.5 sessions. If they can do that, then Australians will get desperate. Because the way I see it right now, Australia are in command, yes. But then India have nothing to lose really from here, right? At best, they're gonna lose, most likely. At
They have the
worst
mace to
case, they're gonna
lose.
lose rather. Best
Yeah, they have
case,
the
they're
mace
gonna
to lose.
draw, and even better, they're gonna win. It only goes uphill from here. So I think for me, India should just go out there and just play what they play as they would play first innings of a test match. See how it goes, and if you come close by the end of the T session, you feel like 150 runs, 160 runs to chase down, then go for it. Because the longer the game goes, the longer the Australian captain Pat Cummins will start getting worried. The longer the Australian bowlers will try look for that magic ball, and the more mistakes they'll make. And that's where you have to push this game as far as possible. Just try and play it as if it's the first innings. Don't look at the target, because the moment you look at the target, that's when the scoreboard pressure comes on you. Just go out there, have a great day of test match, and see where things go from there. And I
Exactly,
hope,
they
like
have very
quarter
little to
official
lose.
Surya says, that we have a GABA repeat, but then I think for that we really needed someone like Rishabh Pant. I genuinely needed someone like Rishabh Pant tomorrow.
Definitely, definitely. But I think a lot, I mean, all of India's hopes will be lying on both Rahane and Kohli for the majority of tomorrow. I think all the hearts, I think they have a lot of hearts that they can break tomorrow if they do go on to get out early. But having said that, I think it is a very, very uphill task for India. Nonetheless, I mean, they have nothing to lose. They have almost nothing to lose, because India have played just that one bad day of cricket. I mean, the day one was which that did not go on India's favor, and that was when Australia took a decisive lead. I think almost a decisive lead in the game. After that, I think day two, day three, day four, they have really tried to fight, and claw their way back into the game. And I think they have been able to. I mean, keep it I mean, nobody hoped after the way Travis Head and Steven Smith were batting in the first day. I think nobody would have hoped that it would come to day 5 and India would need 280 runs with 7 wickets in hand. So to come so close, I think we already have to give a lot of credit to the Indian team to bounce back so close. But I think we have been giving a lot of credit to the Indian team in ICC tournaments for trying and getting close. And I think it's time that we get the job done.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah. Sandhimani, I think you should, since you were the one who started
Yeah,
it
so,
off, I think you should have the
yeah,
ending
yeah,
words, the final
yeah,
words.
yeah. So, so yeah, I think yeah, I would just like to take your predictions before closing. So, what do you
Oh
predict?
wow,
India
you
win,
turned it
Australia
around
win,
on
draw.
me. I think for me, Australia are gonna probably dismiss India by the end of lunch session, 1 hour into lunch session.
Oh, that's your
I'm going in the
that's your.
most I'm going in the most negative way. So if India do well, I'll feel good about it.
Okay, I'll put it like Ravi Shastri does. I think very politically correct. I think the better team will go on to play well tomorrow and win tomorrow. Having said that, it was lovely to have a lot of comments. Not so many questions today, but thanks for joining in. I think we had a very impromptu session with me starting the live,
Yeah.
and I'm not really accustomed or habituated to do that. So
But you did a
apologies
great
for
job,
any.
Sanjay. You
Yeah,
did
I
a
think
great job.
apologies for anything if I missed something or if I did something bad. And guys, do go on and play on the Boomer 11 app. Pick play and win with Boomer. I think we should end it on that note. Good night, guys. We'll see you at the other end of the
Good
World
night,
Test
guys.
Championship final.
Yeah. A disappointing end, most likely.
No, let's
Abel,
hope
we
for the
request you to
best.
turn off the light
Yeah,
live,
yeah, I think
and we can
you
just
have
stop
to
for
request able
for
to
us.
switch off the live as well.
Yeah. Abel, can you hear us, Abel? Abel!
Abel, bro.
Yeah, please end the live. Hello, Abel. Please end the live. He's in the other room, guys. Yeah.
Okay. On that note, good night, guys.